Hello all, welcome back for another episode of Visionary Eats with Chef JT. I want to thank you so much for tuning in with me today, because you know I always have something special in store. Today we're doing a classic dish, but we're putting a grown and sexy twist on that thing. Yes, we are doing Hennessy chicken and waffles. Real grown and real sexy. Visionary Eats style. Let's get into it. First things first, I have my chicken breasts right here. Cut them down in the middle, made them into tenders, so tubes. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our buttermilk. And with this, I don't really measure it out. We're gonna pour it in until we get a good cover on the whole thing. So now, look at that. It's pretty much covered. Then we're gonna take secret ingredient. We're gonna crack that baby open right there. This, we're gonna pour about 3 shots worth. Now, splash of the hot sauce. And the hot sauce is really dependent on your taste buds, on your palate, on how you could take the heat. Take a little Cajun seasoning. Then we're gonna take some lemon pepper. Sprinkle that on in there. Then we're gonna take one of my favorites, take a little jerk seasoning. Get that on in there. Then do it in a Ziploc bag so you can actually shake it up, seal it up, and mix it up. So now we're gonna go ahead and let this marinate for about 45 minutes to an hour. And the reason we let it marinate is because we want all those flavors to be able to infuse, and also the marination gets the meat real tender and juicy. And we love our chicken like that. Now, while this is marinating, we're gonna go ahead and get into the next step. All right, so now let's work on this waffle mix. We have some flour, we have some sugar, salt, baking powder, and baking soda. These are gonna all combine into our dry mixture. And then for our wet mixture, we're gonna have some milk, buttermilk, vegetable shortening, and butter. Now start with the dry first. This is about 1.5 cups of flour, about 1/3 of sugar, 1/3, pinch of salt, 3 teaspoons, baking powder. A little less on the baking soda. We have a 1/2 cup of buttermilk. There we go, a cup of milk. Eggs on in there. She keeps that waffle alive. Melted butter, right in the mix. And then we have our melted and cooled vegetable shortening. Come over here, dry. Then we're gonna pour this right on in there. And you really want to do it so there's no more lumps in there. You don't want it to be lumpy. You want it to be real smooth. Add a little bit of brown sugar. Whatever your preference is. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a good whisk. Change the color. It smells so good. So now we're gonna let that sit for about 20 minutes. All right, so now we're gonna start on our Hennessy caramel sauce. I know I didn't tell you, but I like to save a little surprises for you. So yes, we're doing the Hennessy caramel right now, and now let's get to it. I'm doing about 1.5 teaspoons of butter. We're gonna get that right in the fire. We want to get that all around till you hear that sizzling sound, you know? Here we go. And right here, this is a homemade caramel sauce. I'll feature this recipe in a different episode, but right now, we're gonna take about 1 cup of caramel right into the butter mixture. Look at that. And we're gonna do about, let's play with it. Let's do 1.5 shots, 2 shots. And if you're making this, don't worry about if you're doing too much liquor or not, because anytime you're cooking with liquor, it's gonna burn out. So we're just gonna give this a good old stir. Turn this heat down a little bit. And then we're gonna bring that back to a boil, and once it starts boiling, we're gonna go ahead and let it cool. Now let's get into the next sauce I have in store for you. So now that we have our caramel sauce cooled, we're gonna go ahead and work on our Hennessy syrup. Yes, we're infusing everything on Visionary Eats. So we're gonna take about another 1.5 teaspoons. Right into the pot. Hear that sizzle? Get it in there going. And we're gonna follow that up with the syrup. It's not chicken and waffles without the syrup, so we're gonna go ahead and get that all on in there. There it is. We're gonna do another 2 shots of Hennessy. There it is. And that's all she wrote. So now we're just gonna go ahead and bring this to a boil so all of the flavors can infuse with one another. Then we're gonna go ahead and let it cool, put it in a nice little bottle, and just let it on top. Riding through the night. Now we're gonna go ahead and prepare our flour. First, we're gonna take our same season. We're gonna take our cajun. And so we have our chicken marinated and other flavors. Now we're gonna hit our flour over here with those same flavors. So now that all our flavors are mixed in the flour, we're gonna go ahead and give it a good little mix up. So now everything's incorporated and they all know one another. Hope alive for someone who's watching. Oh, but she's scared. She's so scared to love. You're gonna keep repeating that same process. Now these are ready for the fryer. So now I set my fryer to 375 degrees to put these bad boys in there. And these are boneless and skinless, so they're gonna cook pretty fast. So once they're a nice golden brown color, that's how you know when they're ready. Go ahead and dip them in there. Hating her life, recalling broken lines without any rhyme. Get that nice, crispy, and golden brown. And then whenever you're frying chickens, you always want to hit it with a little bit of seasoning just to go right on top of that, so to soak it all in there. So now we're gonna go ahead and get our waffles cooking. So you're gonna take a little cooking spray. You wanna hit it, make sure your waffle doesn't stick to it. Then normally I might just pour it on there, but like I said, keeping it growing and sexy. So I'm gonna take a nice little ladle, fill up my cup. Alright, so now it's time for my favorite part, the presentation. So let's start with, this is the Hennessy caramel. You're going to plate it real quick like this. We're going to follow that up, Hennessy syrup. Take our nice waffle. Take our chickens. Powdered sugar. We're gonna go take our berries. Take our syrup again. More of the Hennessy caramel. Caught up in a lonely room. Prisoner of a wall. And there you have it. Hennessy chicken and waffles. I don't know what's more growing and sexier than this right here. And if you like this content and want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. And go ahead and hit that notification button also. Thank you so much, and this is Visionary Eats with Chef JT. She keeps that watchful eye for someone who might be watching. Oh.